The Monster Balloon. Richard Harris Barham. The balloon, the great balloon. It left Vauxhall one Monday at noon, and everyone said we should hear of it soon with news from Aleppo or Skanderun. But very soon after, folks changed their tune. The netting had burst the silk balloon. It had met with a trade wind-induced monsoon. It was blown out to sea. It was blown to the moon. They ought to have put off their journey till June. Sure none but a donkey, a goose, or baboon would go up in November in any balloon. Then they talked about Greeno. Where's Mr. Green? And where's Mr. Herland, who hired the machine? And where is Monk Mason, the man that has been up so often before 12 times or 13 and who writes such nice letters describing the scene? And where's the cold fowl, and the ham, and poutine? The pressed beef, with the fat cut off nothing but lean? And the portable soup in the patent tureen? Have they got to Grand Cairo? Or reached Aberdeen? Or Jerusalem, Hamburg, or Bliporine? No. They have not been seen. Oh. They haven't been seen. Stay. Here's Mr. Gye, Mr. Frederick Gye. At Paris, says he, I've been up very high, a couple of hundred of tusses, or nigh, a cock's tried the Tuileries Pandials, to spy, with Delon's best telescope stuck at my eye, and my umbrella under my arm like Paul Pry, but I could see nothing at all but the sky. So I thought with myself 'twas of no use to try any longer, and feeling remarkably dry from sitting all day stuck up there, like a guy, I came down again, and you see here am I. But here's Mr. Hughes. What says young Mr. Hughes? I'm sorry to say, we've not got any news since the letter they threw down in one of their shoes, which gave the mayor's nose such a deuce of a bruise, as he popped up his eyeglass to look at their cruise over Dover, and which the folks flocked to peruse at Squire's Bazaar, the same evening, in crews, politicians, newsmongers, town council, and blues, Turks, heretics, infidels, jumpers, and Jews, scorning bachelors' papers, and Warren's reviews. But the wind was then blowing towards Helvoetsluys, and my father and I are in terrible stews, for so large a balloon is a sad thing to lose. Here's news come at last. Here's news come at last. A vessel's come in, which has sailed very fast, and a gentleman serving before the mast, Mr. Noakes, has declared that the party has passed safe across to The Hague, where their grapnel they cast as a fat burgomaster was staring aghast to see such a monster come borne on the blast, and it caught in his waistband, and there it stuck fast. Oh! Fie! Mr. Noakes, for shame, Mr. Noakes! To be poking your fun at us plain-dealing folks, sir. This isn't a time to be cracking your jokes, and such jesting, your malice but scurvily cloaks. Such a trumpery tale every one of us smokes, and we know very well your whole story's a hoax. Oh! What shall we do? Oh! Where will it end? Can nobody go? Can nobody send to Calais, Bergen op Zoom, or Ostend? Can't you go there yourself? Can't you write to a friend, for news upon which we may safely depend? Hughes, 1 and 8 pence to pay for a letter from Hamborough, just come to say they descended at Weilburg about break of day. And they've lent them the palace there, during their stay, and the town is becoming uncommonly gay, and they're feasting the party, and soaking their clay with Johannesburg, Rudesheim, Moselle, and Torquay. And the Landgraves, and Margraves, and Counts beg and pray that they won't think, as yet, about going away. Notwithstanding, they don't mean to make much delay, but pack up the balloon in a wagon or dray, and pop themselves into a German post-chaise, and get on to Paris by Lille and Tournai, where they boldly declare, any wager they lay, if the gas people there do not ask them to pay such a sum as must force them at once to say nay, they'll inflate the balloon in the Champs-Élysées, and be back again here, the beginning of May. Dear me! What a treat for a juvenile fate! What thousands will flock their arrival to greet! There'll be hardly a soul to be seen in the street, for at Vauxhall the whole population will meet, and you'll scarcely get standing room, much less a seat, for this all preceding attraction must be, since, there they'll unfold, what we want to be told, how they coughed, how they sneezed, how they shivered with cold, how they tippled the cordial, as racy and old as Hodges, or Deddy, or Smith ever sold, and how they all then felt remarkably bold, how they thought the boiled beef worth its own weight in gold, and how Mr. Green was beginning to scold because Mr. Mason would try to lay hold of the moon, and had very near overboard rolled. And there they'll be all to be seen. The great coats, the coffee pot, mugs, and tureen, with the tightrope, and fireworks, and dancing between, if the weather should only prove fair and serene. And there, on a beautiful transparent screen, in the middle you'll see a large picture of Green, Mr. Holland on one side, who hired the machine, Mr. Mason on t'other, describing the scene. And Fame, on one leg in the air, like a queen, with 3 wreaths and a trumpet will over them lean, while Envy, in serpents and black bombazine, looks on from below with an air of chagrin. Then they'll play up a tune in the royal saloon, and the people will dance by the light of the moon, and keep up the ball till the next day at noon. And the peer and the peasant, the lord and the loon, the haughty grandee, and the low picaroon, the 6-foot lifeguardsman, and little gossoon, will all join in 3 cheers for the Monstre balloon.